My dear child, God's message for you today: embrace the power of faith, purpose, and unwavering resilience. The seed of faith. Imagine a tiny seed planted deep within the soil, alone, hidden in darkness, surrounded by nothing but earth. It might seem impossible that this seed could someday grow into a tall, sturdy tree. Yet, that's precisely what it was made to do. With a spark of faith, it begins to reach, pushing upward with a strength it never realized it possessed. You too are that seed. Within you lies a purpose and a divine calling waiting to be discovered and nurtured. Faith is the foundation. Without it, we remain dormant, caught in cycles of fear and doubt. But with faith, you'll find strength to rise above any circumstance, no matter how challenging or dark it may seem. Faith tells us that there's a power greater than ourselves working in our favor. When we open our hearts to this belief, we're no longer alone. We become part of God's plan, guided by a light that won't allow us to fail. Embracing your unique purpose. Each of us has a purpose that is distinctly our own. God doesn't create anyone by accident, and you are no exception. You are here for a reason, and your life is woven into the fabric of the universe with intention and love. Maybe you're unsure of your purpose. Perhaps life's challenges have clouded your vision, making it difficult to see the path ahead. That's okay. Even in the confusion, God is there, gently guiding you toward clarity. Sometimes we discover our purpose through our struggles. Every setback, every trial, and every heartbreak carries within it a lesson. When we embrace these challenges as part of God's divine plan, we begin to understand our calling more deeply. Trust that what you're going through has a purpose, even if you can't see it yet. Building resilience through faith. Faith doesn't shield us from difficulties, but it does equip us to face them. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. Yet, with faith, we can find resilience within ourselves to endure. When we surrender our fears and uncertainties to God, we open ourselves to His grace, which empowers us to keep going, even when we feel like giving up. In every moment of doubt, remember that God is with you. You may feel alone, but you are never truly by yourself. The Creator of the universe is by your side, whispering encouragement into your heart, urging you to stand up and keep moving forward. The power of gratitude. One of the most transformative practices you can embrace is gratitude. When you start seeing every moment as a gift from God, even the smallest blessings become profound. Gratitude opens your heart to more love, more joy, and more divine guidance. Every breath, every sunrise, and every moment of laughter is a reminder that life is a gift, and each experience brings us closer to God's love. When you feel lost, take a moment to give thanks. Even in hard times, there's always something to be grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have. It's a powerful tool that reminds you of God's presence and His endless blessings. Walking in faith, hope, and love. Faith, hope, and love are the pillars of a fulfilled life. Faith keeps you grounded, hope lifts you up, and love propels you forward. Love is the greatest of these, for it connects us directly to God and to one another. When you act with love, you become an instrument of God's light in the world. Your kindness, your compassion, and your courage inspire others, creating a ripple effect of positivity and transformation. May this message remind you today that God has a plan for you, and that no matter where you are or what you're going through, He is with you, cheering you on, lifting you up, and guiding you toward a life filled with purpose, joy, and peace. Embrace your journey with faith, knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Let me know if you'd like a detailed expansion on any of these themes, or if there's a specific direction or message you'd like emphasized. The freedom in surrender. One of the most liberating experiences in a person's spiritual journey is learning to surrender fully to God's will. This isn't about giving up or losing control. It's about trusting that God's plan for you is greater than any plan you could ever imagine for yourself. Surrendering to God allows you to let go of the need to control every detail and opens you up to His divine guidance. When you surrender, you stop trying to force things to happen. Instead, you align yourself with God's timing and wisdom, trusting that everything will unfold as it's meant to. This doesn't mean you won't have moments of uncertainty or doubt, but it does mean you're free from the constant worry that things won't go as you've planned. Surrender allows you to experience a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that comes from knowing that you're held securely in God's hands. Letting go can be challenging, especially when you're deeply invested in certain outcomes, but surrendering isn't about losing yourself. It's about finding yourself in God's will. It's about stepping back and allowing Him to work through you in ways you never thought possible. Letting go of past pain. Many of us carry past pains, disappointments, or regrets that weigh us down, clouding our present and preventing us from fully embracing God's blessings. Holding onto these burdens is like carrying stones in your pockets. Over time, they drain you of energy and joy. But God wants you to let go of those weights so you can walk freely and joyfully. Letting go doesn't mean you ignore your pain. It means you acknowledge it, forgive, and release it into God's care. Forgiveness is a powerful act of liberation. When you forgive, you're not condoning someone's actions, but you're freeing yourself from the negative hold it has on your life. It's like unlocking a door that allows God's healing love to flood your heart and wash away the residue of bitterness and resentment. Imagine your heart as a garden. When you hold on to pain, anger, or resentment, weeds begin to take root, choking the beauty within. But when you let go, you make space for new growth, for flowers of love, joy, and peace to bloom. Ask God to help you release anything that no longer serves you and to replace it with His grace and compassion. Living in the present moment with God. Life happens in the present moment, yet so often we get lost in the past or worry about the future. But God is here, now, inviting you to live fully in this moment. Living in the present allows you to connect deeply with God's presence, hear His whispers, and feel His love surrounding you. God doesn't want you to be burdened by worries about tomorrow or regrets about yesterday. He wants you to experience the fullness of life today. When you're present, you're more open to the beauty of the world around you, more aware of God's blessings, and more in tune with your own heart. You begin to see life not as a race to some distant goal, but as a precious journey filled with moments of wonder, love, and divine purpose. Practice mindfulness by taking a few moments each day to breathe, to reflect, and to pray. Ask God to help you stay grounded in the here and now, to open your eyes to the miracles around you, and to fill your heart with gratitude. Remember, today is a gift from God. Cherish it. Listening for God's voice. Amid the noise and busyness of life, it can be challenging to hear God's voice. Yet, God is always speaking to us, through the quiet of our hearts, through the words of others, through signs in nature, and through the beauty of creation. But to truly hear Him, we must make space for stillness. Create moments of silence in your day, moments when you step away from the distractions of life and simply listen. In this stillness, you'll find God's peace, guidance, and love. Sometimes, you might not hear anything at all, and that's okay. Silence itself can be a powerful reminder of God's presence. In those moments, He's simply asking you to rest in His love, to trust in His plan, and to feel the peace that only He can provide. If you feel confused or unsure about which direction to take in life, bring your questions to God. Ask Him to reveal His will to you, and then patiently wait for His answer. Sometimes God's answers come in subtle, unexpected ways, so stay open to His guidance. Trust that even if you don't hear Him immediately, He is with you, leading you with a wisdom beyond human understanding. Serving others as a reflection of God's love. One of the most powerful ways to experience God's love is to share it with others. When you serve others, you become a vessel of His grace, a light in someone else's life. Whether through small acts of kindness, words of encouragement, or simply being there for someone in need, every act of love you share reflects God's love for you and for all of humanity. Sometimes it's easy to become so focused on our own challenges that we forget there are others who might need our help. But when you reach out, When you give of yourself, you'll find that God fills you with a renewed sense of purpose and joy. Serving others doesn't drain you, it enriches you, bringing you closer to the divine. Remember, God has called us to be His hands and feet in this world. Through your compassion, generosity, and love, you are not only helping others, but you're also allowing God's love to flow through you, blessing you in ways you may never have anticipated. Trusting in God's plan and divine timing. One of the hardest things to accept is that God's timing often doesn't match our own. We live in a world that values instant results, and it can be frustrating when things don't happen as quickly as we'd like. But God's timing is perfect, even when we don't understand it. Trusting in divine timing means having patience, even when you're eager for change. It means believing that God knows what's best for you and that He's preparing you for the blessings He has in store. Every delay, every detour, and every closed door is part of His divine plan. God's timing isn't about making you wait for the sake of it. It's about aligning circumstances, preparing your heart, and creating the perfect path for you. When you learn to trust His timing, you find peace in the waiting, knowing that He will provide everything you need at the right moment, stepping boldly into a life of faith and purpose. As you journey forward, remember that God is with you every step of the way. Embrace each day with a heart full of faith, an open mind ready to receive His guidance, and a spirit willing to serve. You are not alone. You are part of a divine plan crafted with love, purpose, and infinite wisdom. Let go of the burdens that no longer serve you, trust in God's timing, and live each moment with gratitude. Through faith, resilience, and love, you have the power to transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Keep going, keep believing, and keep shining the light of God's love wherever you go. God's message for you is clear. You are loved, you are guided, and you are never alone. Step into the fullness of His grace, and let His love lead you to a life beyond anything you could ever imagine. Amen.